I'm still an elected official. I have the state tattooed on my arm. This is home, and I love it, which is why I feel a need to look after these things. And they do not do well as far as views go, but it's not really about the views. It's just about, like, before I became an elected official, what I did was I had a YouTube channel. I made sure that I put my opinion out there. I made sure that everyone that I asked to vote for me already knew or could easily look up where I stood on damn near anything. So that got me to where I was able to just, get that one position. And now I want more. I'm hungry for a little bit more. And I'm eventually gonna come and I'm not asking you guys for money. I just want you guys to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'd vote for him because he's smart and he's trying to. He actually cares. I believe him in his convictions about everything that's transpired from the locals to the state, and so that's why we have these videos. All right, like just to get it out of the way. It's for all the people that come from the AIU stuff and other content that I produce. This is my heart. This is my home. So, this is coming to us from NorthJersey.com. New Jersey tax breaks often get brought by companies that were never approved to win them. By Ashley Balsarac. There we go. I think it's Balsarac. Let's press play on this. Let's say go to give us an ad.
I'm Ed Ford, Senior Director for News and Engagement here at NorthJersey.com.
Hi, Ed.
And the USA Today Network, New Jersey.
Okay.
Tax breaks to New Jersey companies are coming under scrutiny.
They should be.
Phil Murphy has ordered a task force to investigate who got tax breaks and how.
Yeah.
The USA Today Network, New Jersey review.
So, just to keep you guys up to let me get everybody up to speed. Deal is that Governor Christie was tossing out tax breaks and tax incentives like there was no tomorrow. I'm talking about I think it was Prudential got I think a couple of $1 billion to move offices. It wasn't just Prudential, it was several companies throughout the state, just simply to move offices and get them closer to transit, something like that. But now that there's a new administration, there are a ton of investigations that are taking place to, see what the hell happened. And the establishment that got that ball rolling isn't too happy about that. See, no matter who you elect or where you elect them, the main folks always stay. The main folks are always in play, such as your Norcrosses, your Joneses, all these different folks. They remain the same for the most part, primarily because of political apathy more than anything else.
Found $1.7 million in donations to a powerful super PAC that came from companies with tax breaks, or executives or attorneys linked to those companies. General Majority PAC boosts Democrats running for office across New Jersey.
Then they've been doing a lot of boosting because when it comes to political power, the blue team the Democratic Party in and of itself is the top, is the pinnacle. They have about almost 1 million more registrations than the red team. And with the political apathy of which I just spoke, there's no even the independents, if you have independents outnumber them both by insane numbers. But if you got almost 1 million more than with it registered, you can almost take any seat that you want. I mean, really, any time the Republicans in the state are so muted and neutered, particularly after Christie's reign, that it's a free for all. It is a political plantation free for all.
For example, it threw more than $2 million of help behind Senate President Steve Sweeney's 2017 re-election race.
The one where the what's their called? What the New Jersey's Education Association? Yeah, they spent more money than they ever had trying to get Sweeney out in nothing.
George Norcross III, a powerful Democratic power broker, fundraises for the group. Norcross is linked to a majority of the companies that receive tax breaks since 2013. $1.6 million were loans that the super PAC is slowly paying back. $350,000 came from Phil Norcross, George Norcross's brother. Phil Norcross is the CEO of Parker McKay, a law firm that represents some of the companies that received the tax breaks. Another $250,000 came from...
So is this all making sense, right? How deeply it goes. You know, the brother of the bigger guy, Norcross, he runs a company. You know, like, it's always a family, it's always friends. When it comes to the EDA investigation, they found out that the lady who took on like a $250,000 salary was hiring on people at six figures a pop, which were family, and keeping it full. Like, that's the thing. It's just a few small amounts of people that get the most, and everybody else is left to suffer. They don't care about that person outside pumping their gas when they pull up. They don't care about that person's kids and what happens with their kids, and the fact that their kids probably don't get to see their father that much. No, because they got the cash. When you got the money, it don't matter.
Krishna Singh, the CEO and founder of Holtec, a nuclear parts manufacturer that was awarded $260 million in tax credits. NFI, a logistics company, was awarded almost $80 million in tax credits. Its CEO, Sidney Brown, and President, Jeffrey Brown, each loaned General Majority $250,000.
Now, I want you to pay attention to all these little smaller companies, the NFIs, the that one that he brought up with that George's brother runs. They all employ people, right? They employ their people, and you see the numbers that they're kicking around. They pay them good salaries. They take care of them. That's the thing, and that's the best example of the tentacles of any political plantation. It's not that one figurehead that you're looking at. It's never that one figurehead that you're looking at. It's always the tentacles beneath them, the roots underneath them. When you're looking at a tree, you're looking at the end result. You're not looking at the root and how it sprouted up from the ground and how it got to grow to be so big and tall. And so when you're sitting there taking the pictures of the trees, the roots, unnoticed, ain't worried about, unbothered, just doing them, just handling their business. And that's how this plantation grows, because the roots keep getting deeper. The more people that you bring in and you give that six-figure, $70,000, $80,000 job, hey, take care of that, hey, take care of this, we got you. Come election time, them and they friends, and they friends' friends gonna be like, oh yeah, well, definitely, yeah. Whatever way you say to go, boss. Whichever way you say to go, boss, because that's just how it works there on this plantation, yeah. You don't know that, boy?
For more of the tax credit-related donors, check out our story below.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of that, because I don't want this video to go but so long. So let's do the first few paragraphs. Unlike other corporations awarded tax breaks, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, New Jersey's largest health insurer, didn't go through the months-long application process that ends with a public vote before winning a major financial concession in exchange for creating jobs or spurring development. It simply brought more than $83 million worth of tax credits from 29 companies that did. All those company tentacles, roots. You see what I'm saying? They all got people that work for them, That's how the Democratic plantation tree is so long and so strong. All right? So what the big company does is, instead of jumping through the hoops, they make sure that there's a whole bunch of small subset companies. I mean, it's industry, guys. I mean, America's industry. Industry first, baby. Let me tell you something. Even the campaign and the political, in the politics, is all an industry. There are people who specifically work and specialize in damn near everything. All right? So it all plays into each other. And we all supposedly work together to create this fantastic ecosystem that we got going now. But you can make an industry out of damn near anything, guys. Even hopes and dreams, weirdly enough. New Jersey's tax break programs allow companies to sell their credits, a practice that close to half of states Okay, half of states allow, meaning that a business that either doesn't qualify or doesn't jump through all the hoops and prove its benefit to New Jersey can still subtract millions from what it owes to the state. The original winner of the award does still have to create the jobs it promised, even if it sells the credit, and the new company can cut its tax burden. New Jersey businesses that win major tax breaks more often than not, turn around and sell that credit to someone else. The public has no way of knowing what new company is using the tax incentive past the first sale, and until recently, it was nearly impossible for the state government to track that information. That means New Jersey residents can't learn who profited from these lucrative sales, and they don't know how much has been paid past the first transfer due to taxpayer confidentiality rules. Tax credits can be sold an unlimited number of times. Basically, like it's just like with debt. Do you know that, like, if you have an outstanding bill, what they can do is they can package that debt and sell it to a debt collector. And what that debt collector does is for a fee, they purchase all that debt, and then they can come after you for it. They'll get some, they'll lose some, but then they can turn around, repackage all that debt, and sell it off to the next person until about, like, I think 7 years or so, and that's when it falls off. I believe, I might be wrong, let me know in the comments, but you may be able, it does come off automatically. Tax break programs were designed to spur economic development and job growth, and in some cases targeted some of New Jersey's poorest cities. Camden. Opponents say they diverted tax revenue that could have been used for aid to public schools and other state services, now spurred by an audit that claimed there were few safeguards and reports that politically connected insiders benefited. The programs face intense scrutiny. You need to see the web to be able to tell if inappropriate dealings are going on and who's benefiting, said Julia Sass-Rubin, who studies tax incentive programs at Rutgers University. You could have self-dealing and not even know it, because with the first sale going off, there's no tracking of where that money is or what's, where those credits are. Taxpayers also don't know which companies are actually using the tax credits and getting millions of dollars back that they would have had to pay the government. That means less money in the state's hands to use for its priorities, and the practice has created an unregulated industry in buying and selling credits, the same way they buy and sell debt, often involving the same politically connected firms tied to tax credit laws. You think the lack of transparency in these markets is a big problem, said Greg Leroy, executive director of Good Jobs First, which tracks state and local subsidies across the country. The public may think differently about tax credit if companies they don't like, say fossil fuel companies or banks that do predatory lending, are the ones ending up getting the tax credits, the tax breaks. And you know what? I think that's good. I think this video's run a bit long enough, and we've gotten into it. I'm not trying to bore you guys at all, and I definitely don't want to bore myself. Deal is, gang, is that this is the way it's played. No matter what the government, our government is so massive and so intruding and so basically emboldened. Because they know what they can put something in place, right? They can pass a law, and within that law, they'll make sure that their people are taken care of. It's really no different than what's happened with the cannabis. One of the reasons they don't want to put it on the ballot is because they lose a lot of control over how the industry pans out and who has the most to gain from the industry. And it's sneaky, and it's very corrosive, but that's the way our government operates because of the political apathy. So, with that being said, all the internet stuff. Like it if you liked it, or dislike it, not scared. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. Share, because sharing is caring. And speak. Let me know, what do you think? There should be a clause, an amendment that cuts all that out. That entire industry. But something tells me that there are people invested in that industry that just wouldn't let that happen. Primarily because of our government's ability. Like, if you have absolute power, corrupts absolutely. Okay? And when you have absolute power, what you're going to do is ensure that your power stays intact. And that's all this is making sure that, hey, yeah, we got a way to make the most out of this, while those at the bottom, That guy that guy behind the counter at the store. That lady that, rang me up. Screw him. Who cares? Well, guys, I do. Because you deserve better than that. You deserve better than what you've been given. Whether you believe it or not. I mean, yeah, this country is amazing. It really is. And I am proud to be an American. Without question. But there's also a predatory element, an exploitative element that needs to be addressed. So with that being said, till the next one.